It's April 29th, 2012. I had a great day with my dad yesterday. I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to have some time with my dad. Um, I have to leave it up to him. He really likes to call the shots. If he's not calling the shots, it can make for a very stressful situation. Um, my dad's health is, he's got his mind. Um, he comes from a deeply rooted place within his being, so he knows what he wants. And it's very enjoyable around someone like this.
I've always enjoyed my dad's company when he wants my company. Um, and he has no hesitation in informing me when he doesn't want my company or when my company is bothersome to him.
He invited an old go to the funeral of a man he had a very strong memory of, and he had never shared this memory with me. I think it was the first house my mother and he had moved into, their first home ownership, and he had a terrific experience. The neighbors came over, set up a table and chairs, had them sit at the table and chairs, brought them welcoming food. This is at their house in this new neighborhood that they're moving into, on their lawn. And the red neighborhood proceeded to unload the truck while others served them food and welcomed them to the neighborhood. And this man that had passed recently left an impression on him, and they had contact throughout their life. And he was a good 15 years older than my dad. Anyway, we went to his funeral, and on the we got an opportunity to talk, and my dad's been making time to spend with me. And he's pretty much an open book once you get to know him. Once I've had to learn to set aside my personal feelings in relationship to him so that I could learn to understand him, because they clouded my vision of being able to receive the messages that he was trying to direct. My dad is a director. He likes to be in charge. He likes to do his own thing. And he has met with challenges in doing this, but it hasn't hindered his behavior to behave such a way. He seems to be, when he goes out into the world, he seems to be more affirmed than not when he makes his own way. And making our own way is a really interesting concept to me, because I'm just learning. I've tried a bunch of different things, and I have not attained my goal in some of them. And there have been circumstances that have arisen that have required me to change the path I was on. So from my perspective, my personal perspective, I see, having tried multiple things, but not being able to have the long endurance, the long success in situations, prolonged.
Anyway, my dad has this rendition of the past that he tells himself. And he likes to orchestrate his life based on his perspective of what he's experienced. And when he comes in relationship to me and his daughter as well, my sister, our renditions of the experience do not come in line with his, and he's had a tremendous amount of resistance to integrating another person's view, another person's perspective. Now, my dad's health is one that's challenged with an arthritic condition. So there's been tremendous amounts of pain. And as I've been dealing with my own physicality, with my physical pain, I have learned slowly how to better interpret what I experienced when I was younger, before I had the experience of personal bodily pain, and trying to accomplish the tasks that we need to accomplish in life, all of us, meeting our needs, and experiencing the meeting our needs in a deeply painful way. So, anyway, saying a lot here. I'm jumping around in action. He remembered something that he said to me when I first moved out with my children. And it was completely contrary to what he had said to me. And I told him what he said to me. And he was dumbfounded that he didn't remember. Now, when I was younger, he just didn't trust me. He thought I was lying. He thought I made things. And in fact, the things one of the quotes of my father is, if I didn't remember, it didn't happen. We all laughed when we first heard that. I remember my mom was in the room at the time, and she rolled her eyes. They've been married for 40 plus years. They just keep going. It's wonderful. And so, as the conversation went on, he accepted it much better. He accepted what I had to say much better than he had, say, a decade ago, or 2 or 3, any other time in my life. And that could be the influence of his age. Maybe conceiving him as someone reaching the end, coming near the end. But, and that may make him more available to listening and integrating what he hears. Anyway, it was very difficult for me because it wasn't really difficult. It came natural to me to want to be honest and genuine with my father, but we've spent the last 10 years in a rather estranged relationship. And before that, our relationship was strained, to say the least. So we're evolving, growing through this next phase of our relationship, and here he is, getting older, concerned about the end of life, and I understanding that I really need to accept that he's doing the best that he has available to give, and I want to be open to it because it's a blessing to have your father, generally speaking. And we were going to a funeral, a solemn event, filled with solemn feeling. And I wanted to
approach the whole day with the awe, humility, and respect that is the proper stance and posture, I feel, for any event filled with solemn feeling. So I told him this, and I made a statement after he responded somewhat. He did well in integrating it. And this is near the end of the day. We're coming back after about a 12-hour trip. And I said, listen, these are responses, not reactions, but responses from a depth level of my experience where all of my experiences are integral and intimate with each other. They're not separated off into their own places. It's all one genuinely authentic experience that's coming up. And all of these parts of me communicate well.